Delilah, we're going to come to you next. Bill Belichick, for years, has been the man in the NFL. We know about all the titles, Tom Brady. We know about all of it. But in the last two games, New England has been outscored 72-3. Delilah, 72-3 the last 2 weeks. Mac Jones isn't doing well. His development doesn't look good. Is this spelling the end for the Belichick era in New England? What do you think, Delilah?
Well, one, I'll go back and remind you. Last season, I told you Mac Jones wasn't the guy. But anyway, I digress.
right. You were correct. You can toot your own horn a little bit there, right? Mac Jones is not the guy. I remember.
And then I believe that Bill was not making a good decision with that. And I think what people are recognizing is I don't know so much about his career ending as a coach, but maybe he shouldn't be like the GM, where he's choosing the players and he's making like the ultimate decision on who plays on his teams, because I just don't think he can scout. And it happens, right? I just don't know if he could scout modern talent like what you need now, right, in the modern NFL. Excluding Tom Brady, who's just a freak of nature that no one thought coming out of Michigan in the 5th round, right? He just had his chance, and from that is just, that doesn't happen for everyone, except maybe now we're looking at Brock Purdy, right, as a part 2, maybe. Yeah. But still, realistic, it doesn't really happen that often. It's not something we see. And so I think what we're going to see, I think maybe the shift in his decision-making when it comes to players, right, who kind of, especially at quarterback, I think that's where we're probably going to see some shift in that area, because I just don't think he's making the right decisions when it comes to that anymore,
True. Right.
I also feel like this vindicates, and again, I'm not saying, one way or the other, but it does vindicate Tom Brady when he was saying, he won all those games because of me, basically. He never said it officially, right? But we know he did it offhandedly or whatever. And so
he felt that way, I'm sure.
Right. So, but I don't think they're going to fire him. You don't fire Bill Belichick after one, after a season like this. I just don't see that happening. But I do think he's gone next season if he has another losing season. I think his era is done, right? There's only so much, and I think that the Patriots are ready to bring in a new flavor, new direction. I think they're looking at all these young coaches, right? Daniels in Miami, and then you're looking at Shanahan in San Francisco, you know what I mean? And I think that they're looking at these younger, up and coming, coaches that are making changes based on the way the game is played now, right? Like you have your younger quarterback. It is a passing game, but we're noticing that they're athletic, right? They also need to move in the pocket, right? They need to run the ball. And so I think that not this season, but next season, if he cannot get back to where he was, right, winning games and, winning divisions and stuff, I think he'll retire before he gets fired. I don't think he wants to go out that way. I think that he might give himself one more season, and if he can't get it done, he himself will retire. I don't think it's going to come down to him getting fired. I think he'll retire before that happens for himself and to save his, you know what I mean? I just don't think he'd want to go out that way. And I think because Kraft really does respect him and, he did get him 6 championships, I think he'll give him that out. He'll probably have that conversation like, listen, just not, you know what I mean? Like that breakup kind of conversation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he's going to give him his own out, like, listen, why don't you resign? And then,
that ain't giving him no out. Like, why don't you resign? I ain't gonna fire you, but you need to resign.
Right. I feel like
let you do this right.
Yeah, I think that's how that conversation will go. I don't think it'll happen this season, but I think next season for sure. I think we'll see the end of Bill Belichick.
Well, what did they do? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nick. What did they, Delilah? What if they just completely crap the bed the rest of the way through the season? You think he'll still give him that chance?
I think he'll quit. I don't think he'll. I think he'll do that himself. Like honestly, I think if it's that bad, right? If he can't recover, if it's really that bad that he can't recover at all, that he can't win any games. I think Mac Jones got injured too, right, or something, right? And he might not even be available to play. So I think that if it really is an embarrassing season, the worst that he's ever felt, I think for his own pride, I think he himself will walk away this season.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely interested to see. Go ahead, Tina.
What I was also going to say is one of the things that Belichick did, which is what a good head coach should do, is he surrounded himself with the best coaching staff underneath him. And a lot of people, and I'll make fun of Coach McDumdum all day. I will do it. But everybody needs to remember that Josh McDaniels is the one who coached Brady, brought him up, brought up Garoppolo. So, like, that's the thing. It's not so much, was it Belichick? Was it him? Was it the DC? Was it here? And that's the thing. All these guys that Belichick had underneath him, a lot of them have gone on to play for they're at other teams now. They're not with him. So you're not keeping the defensive guys you used to keep for years. And so I've been seeing the wheels start to come off for a while. Now, I love the fact that the wheels came off. I'm not going to lie. So I think it is 50-50 on the question when everybody says, well, because Brady won another Super Bowl, that means he's better. I'm like, yeah, but he won another Super Bowl when, like, let's give Belichick some props here. The man is a genius. And but he surrounded himself with great coaches underneath him that were able to get his ideas across and do these. So, but I agree with Delilah. I think if it all goes to hell in a handbasket, he's going to quit before he's asked, because he wants to go out on top. He doesn't want to go out kicking and screaming.
It's the age-old adage of all good things must come to an end. And I kind of feel like this is the time for New England where it's coming to an end. It's not looking well. I mean, again, like you said, you have pride. And in the last 2 weeks, you've scored 3 points, and the other two teams have scored 72 against you. Like that is demoralizing and defeating. And like you said, you drafted, Mac Jones 15th a couple years ago, and the Fields class and all that. Everybody knows the class. And you thought, okay, Belichick, maybe they can bring this kid along. Alabama kid, blah blah. And Mac just hasn't really done it. And I'm guarantee you that they're probably calling for Bailey Zappi right about now, regardless if Mac Jones is hurt or not. So New England will be interesting the next couple of weeks to see what happens. It could be the Bailey Zappi show before we know it, with Bill, like you said, trying to salvage this season before it really gets away from him. And like you said, then he has to kind of decide among himself that he really wants to do this anymore at that particular thing, because he's so used to such a high level of performance that this has to be bothering him tremendously with how bad it's going so far. But let's move on.
I can just say, on behalf of the entire NFL, nobody feels bad for New England. I'm sorry. We're all laughing at you. You deserve this. You deserve this. This is what you deserve. You get what you deserve. I mean, it's time for you to be bad for a while and not be good. You had your run, and now it's over. It is very much over, New England fans. Goodbye. Don't come at me. Go back to your Dunkin' Donuts. Don't care.
Wow. You've been holding that one in for a while, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't expect that clip to be that perfect.
Yeah, that was totally great. Let's just pound on New England while we got the chance, right? Just give it to them. Take it. You have to take it because we've taken you.
Like,
no,
said that I saw that on Monday.
It's like the Yankees in baseball. Everybody roots against them. Nobody wants the Yankees to win. Nobody wants New England to win.
Yeah. No one wants Manchester United to win anymore, right?
Yeah,
exactly. That kind of
Nobody wants the evil empires to continue to win.